Jack Kantola, our second speaker today, is working on yet another competent communicator manual. Jack grew up on a small dairy farm in Floodwood, Minnesota. It is not the end of the world, but you can see very clearly from there. Jack says he grew up in a family of privilege. He had the privilege of milking the cows every evening. He had the privilege of making hay in the summer. And he had the privilege of mucking out the barn on a regular basis. Today, Jack is fulfilling assignment number 1 from the Competent Communicator Manual, the Icebreaker, speaking for 5 to 7 minutes. The title of his speech is A Well-Planned Life. Please help me welcome Jack Kantola.
When I was about a junior in high school at Lincoln High School in Floodwood, Minnesota, my advisor said, you need to have a plan for your life. And to help you with that, we're going to give you an aptitude test. I took the aptitude test, and you know what they suggested I should be? A dentist. I had the worst teeth in the state of Minnesota. Maybe that's why he mentioned it. I don't know. A dentist. Mr. Toastmaster, and most welcome guests and fellow Toastmasters. Well, I thought about that whole idea of having a plan in life, and I live in northern Minnesota. There are a lot of trees in northern Minnesota, a lot of forests. So I said, I want to be involved in forestry in some manner. I was so excited about it, I went and took the test in Duluth to become an employee of the Forest Service. Turns out it was a problem. I was 15, and you couldn't work for the Forest Service until you were 16. But I didn't lose that dream. I said, I want to go to college and get a degree in forestry. I even sent away to the University of Montana, who has an excellent forestry program, and got all of the information. I was all set to go. Then I found out something. You need money to go to college. There was no money. And so when I graduated from high school, no direction to go at all, I used my other alternative interest, heavy equipment. I lived at a gravel pit. I ordered all of the brochures for Caterpillar tractors. I even ordered a brochure for a Bantam rooster crane and ended up with a salesman calling on me saying, what? 16-year-old kid, what do you want to be? You know, he had made the trip out for nothing. But I decided to join the Army with a special MO as a heavy equipment operator. I had a plan. I got on the train in Duluth. The family came to see me off, waved their goodbyes. I went down to Minneapolis, stayed at the Minnesotan Hotel, and then went for my physical. And I was doing great until I walked into that room where they did the eye test. And they said, take your glasses off. I took my glasses off, and they said, read the third line from the bottom. I said, I can't see it. He worked his way all the way up to that big E, and he said, read that line. I said, it's an E, I saw it when I came in. And they promptly bundled me up, put me back on the train for Duluth. My family dispatched my older brother to come and pick me up, and there I was. Another plan gone awry. Well, I started to ride into Duluth every day with my brother Dave, and I would pound the pavement looking for jobs. There were no jobs. It was 1957. It was a recession in northern Minnesota. There was nothing happening. One day, I'm walking down London Road for lack of anything better to do, and somebody hollered, hey, Jack! I turned around and looked, and there was a couple of guys that I had gone to high school with. They were having lunch in their car. They shared a sandwich with me, for which I was eternally grateful. And I said, what are you guys doing? We're going to electronics school. I said, well, that's got to be expensive. He said, well, no, it's free as long as you're a resident of Minnesota and under the age of 21. I said, I've always wanted to go to electronics school. I followed them into the building after lunch and I signed up. And I went home and told my folks, I'm going to electronics school, isn't that great? And so they allowed me to live at home until I finished my electronics technician certificate. And then after a lot of job seeking, I finally was employed by Honeywell in Minneapolis. as an electronic technician on the space flight program. I worked on every one of the Gemini flights. But I was working second shift. You know how boring it is during the day when there's nothing to do? I was living about 6 blocks from the University of Minnesota, so I went down and I enrolled at the University of Minnesota. The nice thing was that Honeywell paid for most of it. I went there and got a degree in business administration. I still didn't have a good plan for my life. And in 1969, Winnebago came looking for me, and I went to work for Winnebago. I went to work as the manager of engineering administration and quality engineering. What the heck is that about? But it got me a start, and before too long, I was promoted to the position of production manager. And I had found my niche. I loved working in manufacturing. Now that plan that I had, dentistry to forestry to army to electronics to business administration, I had a plan. I had a lot of plans, they just never worked out. Until I got that degree and went to work for Winnebago. From there, I got into manufacturing. That was my passion. That was my one thing. And from there, I moved from Winnebago to Chippewa Shoe Company. And then I went back to Winnebago and then to Microdot Inserts and then to Microdot Aerospace in England. I had such a great time working in manufacturing, getting to travel around the world, getting to help people become more than they are. And my lesson from this is, yeah, you gotta have a plan. Everybody has to have a plan, but be aware that they don't always work out the way you think they're going to. And be willing to switch directions when it's appropriate. Mr. So,